world's highest mountain range. Its tallest peak, Mount Everest, is 5.5 miles above sea level and still rising. But each year, over 50,000 demoiselle trains set out to cross this vast natural barrier. They've left their breeding grounds in Siberia and Mongolia before the bitter winter gets a hold. Now they're heading south to India. But to get there, they must cross the Himalayas. At this altitude, the air is thin and there's little oxygen. Every wind beat is exhausting. If they're going to make it across, conditions must be kind to them. But the weather here is volatile. Some of the birds are just a few months old and they're getting tired and weak. They battle the elements. Eventually, the whole flock is forced to turn back or risk death. Today, the extreme mountain weather has beaten them, but they will be back to try again. Unpredictable weather conditions are a hazard facing many animals as they move across the world. In winter, the oceans are lashed by violent storms. The humpback whales continue their long journey from their tropical nursery to the rich polar waters where they will find food. But these are colder, rougher and more dangerous waters. In the storm, mother and calf could easily get separated. They stick close together, sending sound signals to one another above the roar of the ocean by slapping their fins on the surface. They swim at an average speed of just 3 miles an hour. Progress is slow, and they still have hundreds of miles to go to reach their feeding grounds. It's dangerous, and it's a huge investment of effort for the whales. In other parts of the world, it would seem that animals have a much easier time of it. In the rainforests of the tropics, there is lush vegetation and a constant supply of food. But even here, with only short distances to travel, animals have ingenious ways to get around. The tropical rainforests of Sumatra. For animals that live high in the canopy, the daily challenge is to find ripe fruit, and it's not easy because the fruiting trees are spread over wide areas. Siamang gibbons have found a solution. Long arms and light bodies help them swing from tree to tree in bursts of nearly 30 miles an hour. Ball and socket joints in their wrists make them extremely agile. Swinging around uses far less energy than coming to the ground, and they can travel a mile a day through the canopy to find the food they need. But in the rainforests of Borneo, there's an even more impressive acrobat, and this one moves around in the pitch dark. Colugos are unusual nocturnal mammals that depend on a diet of fresh young leaves. But the leaves are so poor in nutrients, they may travel 2 miles a night to find enough of them. Climbing into the canopy is a struggle. But once you're up, the rest is easy. They glide effortlessly from tree to tree, barely losing height. Of all the gliding mammals, colugos are the best adapted to long flight. They can travel 230 feet in one leap, so they can reach all the young leaves they need with the least amount of effort. The search for food is one of the main reasons animals spend so much time on the move. But there is another reason. Many animals travel vast distances to find the perfect place to raise a family. It's early summer in Antarctica, and Adelie penguins are returning from a winter spent fishing offshore, locking up to 8,000 miles on their travels. This is the final leg of their journey to breed, and they need to rush. Summer here is very short. By waddling and tobogganing, they can travel 60 miles inland. There they'll raise their young on remote patches of rock where there are fewer predators. It's an impressive distance, but one bird goes to even greater lengths to find a safe place to start a family. In the frozen interior of Antarctica towards the South Pole, there are exposed peaks of rock. Because they're so remote, they make secure nesting sites. This is the most southerly bird colony on Earth. Snow and Antarctic petrels have flown 300 miles across the ice sheet to breed on this rocky outpost. But there is no food here. So once the eggs have hatched, the petrels will be forced to make repeated 600-mile round trips to gather food from the ocean. Such an arduous journey may be worthwhile if this isolated home keeps the petrel parents and chicks safe. But even after all that effort, predators have discovered their secret. The South Polar skua knows the petrels arrive at the same location each spring. And now it waits for them. But this predator will only take so many petrels. For the majority, the gamble of travelling to this distant icy outpost to raise their young will pay off. Whether it's a quest to find food or safe places to breed, animals across the world migrate to make the most of brief seasonal conditions. But there is one animal that takes advantage of the good times like no other. The desert locust. They are one of nature's most spectacular and devastating forces. And once their journey begins, it's almost impossible to stop them. For 90% of their lives, locusts live in small groups scattered across the desert. Only when a flush of vegetation draws them together do they set off on a rampaging march. Jostling against each other on the ground triggers their bodies to release a chemical, serotonin. In locusts, it sparks a swarm. They change from green to pink, develop wings, and take to the skies. It's a strategy driven by hunger. As the vegetation in one place begins to run out, the winged adults release pheromones, scent messages that tell others in the group that they must move on. When groups merge, they form a ravenous horde. An adult locust eats its entire body weight every day, and a whole swarm can consume hundreds of tons of vegetation. To find enough food, they have to keep moving. The swarm travels with the wind. It's the most energy-efficient way of flying. Following the wind also means that they're always heading towards areas of low pressure, places where rain falls and vegetation starts to grow. As they fly, swarms join up with other swarms to form gigantic plagues several billion strong and as much as 40 miles wide. This is one of planet Earth's greatest spectacles, but it won't last long. Once the food has gone, the locusts will die. Plagues on this scale are rare and only occur when conditions are just right. But there is another mass movement of animals rivaling the swarms of locusts that takes place every single day. It's the greatest migration on the planet. Every night, billions of creatures travel half a mile from the depths of the ocean to feed near the surface. Most are tiny shrimp-like plankton. They're joined by glowing creatures from the deep. Feeding in the richer surface waters at night is safer. Predators are less likely to see them, and they avoid damage from the sun's ultraviolet rays. But there are dangers here, even in the darkness. Giant manta rays. They glide effortlessly through the ocean and have been known to travel 700 miles in just 2 months. The blade-like projections on either side of the head funnel the tiny plankton straight into the ray's mouth. This nightly mass migration helps the manta rays grow to record sizes. More than 20 feet across, they can weigh over 2 tons. But when the sun rises, the swarms will return to the safety of the deep, and the manta rays will move on. Across the planet, wherever animals move in large numbers, predators take advantage of the young and the weak. It's a new day and a new opportunity for the demoiselle cranes as they try to get across the Himalayas. Weak from lack of food and water, they use thermals, rising columns of warm air, to gain height more easily. For many, this is their first journey across the Himalayas. For some, it will be their last. Golden eagles have been expecting them. The demoiselle cranes must cross the world's highest mountains to reach their feeding grounds in India, and golden eagles are waiting for them. The eagles work in pairs to separate a young crane from the flock. formidable predators. They can dive at speeds of more than 150 miles an hour. The crane escapes the clutches of one and is caught by another. But even a young crane is heavy prey, and the eagle struggles to control it. The mother can wait no longer. This is a desperate race against worsening weather. In the final ascent, every wing beat becomes an exhausting struggle. At last, they are over the highest barrier that lies in their way. The demoiselle cranes risk their lives to cross the Himalayas. But those that survive will reap the benefits in the rich feeding grounds ahead. Crossing great physical barriers is a challenge facing many animals on their journeys around the world.